In this video, we're going to talk about Astra and the headers of your Astra website. It's going to be an in-depth tutorial. Hi, my name is Adam from WPCrafter.com, where I release a ton of content to help you get better results with WordPress faster. If you're new here, consider clicking on the subscribe button. And if you want video notifications, click off to the little bell off to the right of the subscribe button, and YouTube will let you know when I have a new video up. And everything that I talk about will be linked in the video description box. So this is going to be an in-depth tutorial about the Astra theme and all the various options with the header. I mean, there are so many different ways nowadays to have a header on your website. You can have the one that your theme generates. You can make one with a page builder. Astra Pro has some options for transparent headers, sticky headers, different dynamic page headers. There's so many different options. Every single one is going to be covered in this video. Remember, this is a tutorial series on the Astra theme. In the video description box, I have a link to the playlist so you can watch all of the Astra theme tutorial videos. So that's it for this intro. Let's get into the tutorial. Now I'm going to be going over all of the options, and there are a ton of options for headers with the Astra theme, and I am going to go through them all in this video. So there's always a couple things when it comes to headers that you need to keep in mind, and the first one is the most obvious one, and that's the mobile responsiveness. So it's one thing to have a header for the desktop version of your website, but also what's most important is how's it going to look when it is now on a mobile device and scrunched in together. And the other thing we want to keep in mind is something called schema. So you're going to hear me say this schema phrase, and essentially what schema is different bits of code on your website that let Google know, or a search engine crawler know, what each portion of your website is. So there's schema to tell Google this is the header, this is the main body content, this is the footer, etc., etc. So you might hear me say that word a few times in this video. Now, typically your header is going to contain a few standard things. Number one, it's going to definitely most likely have your logo, and nowadays you actually have to have two versions of your logo. You have to have the normal version, and you also have to have one in double the resolution, which is known as a Retina logo. And thank goodness Astra supports, very simply, a way of having, and a very efficient way of having, this Retina logo automatically display on displays that are higher resolution, which you find on all mobile devices and a lot of the newer Mac devices and newer monitors. You have this 4K higher resolution going on, so you definitely don't want your logo blurry. The second item you typically have in a header is going to be a menu, and now menus, there's other ways of doing it. If you're using, for example, Elementor, they just added a menu creation widget. It's pretty neat. I'm going to show you that in this video. And also, Ultimate Add-ons for Beaver Builder has a menu, so we're going to talk about that as well. And you may also want to add a call to action in your header. This might be a button, or maybe some kind of format of your business hours or your business phone number or something like that to call people's attention to, and leave that in the header. So these are pretty much the main items you're going to find in a header, and we have lots of different types of headers now. So we're going to talk about in this video your standard header, and this is what's going to come in the free version of Astra. It's just your standard header, and you're going to have several different options available with that. Then with that, we also have something called the sticky header, and that is when someone scrolls down the page, it will stick to the top of your header, so those menu options and that call to action information is always there on the page. We also have transparent headers, and these are what you see actually right now on the Astra website. It's transparent, so what's created in the page builder there in the background is kind of pulled up, and your logo and your menu and your call to action, in this case it's the button, just appears on top of that bit of content. So we're going to talk about transparent headers and how to turn that on. You can also put a menu in a header via a shortcode. So you may want to do this if you have the Elementor Pro and you want to make your menu in that. You can do that. We're going to talk about that. And lastly is creating the entire header itself with Elementor or Beaver Builder. So essentially using your page builder to build out the entire header. And we're going to talk about that as well. Actually, we're going to start on that because I think that's a good place to start. So I'll make sure I differentiate what is done with the free version of Astra and what is requires the paid or pro version of Astra. So actually, let me just look at that right now. I'm going to click here on Astra Pro. So the transparent header, this is with the Pro add-ons for Astra. I do know that the developers of Astra are considering adding this to the free theme, and that is a big possibility. Sticky header, that's going to be in the Pro page headers. This is one way of implementing the transparent header, and this is a Pro feature. And when I scroll down right here, there is more header designs, and this is coming soon. Right now, you're going to see in this video, there's only 3 header designs. However, they are going to expand that and with a later add-on for the Pro. And I will guaranteed be putting out a video right when they release that, demonstrating the new headers. And actually with that, I just want to preface, I should have said this in the very beginning of the video. This is going to be one of those videos where you're going to want to look at the video description box. Not only do I have the link to Astra there, but that's where I'm going to keep you updated, because a lot of these things I'm talking about are subject to change, and they're not going to change for the worse. They would only change for the better. So I was actually going to release this video yesterday, and the reason I didn't is because I was waiting on a little bit of information, and I do know some things are going to change. I'll make sure as I'm demonstrating them in this video that I let you know that this may change, and it might be more simple to do in the future with an upcoming update to the plugin. And I will make new videos on how to do just those particular parts, and I will link that in the video description box, and I'll also put it in the pinned comment. That's the first comment in the comment section. So like I said, I'm going to start with using your page builder to build out your header. So here I am back on that website that I'm using to demonstrate everything. Now to add a header that is built with your page builder, it's super easy. You're going to need this plugin right here, Header Footer Elementor or Beaver Builder Header Footer, depending on the page builder you're using. So if you're going to use Elementor, it'll be this. If you're going to use Beaver Builder, it will be this one. If we look back here on my website, I have both of them installed. So I am going to activate one of them at a time and demonstrate it for you. Now, this is one of those items that is subject to change. This will work with the free version of Astra perfectly fine. I do know that they are going to build enhanced functionality for the Pro version of Astra. So right now, the way it works is when you create a header or a footer using this, it will be global across your entire website. What they're adding is the same ability to create these headers or footers, but you will have page targeting, meaning you can just have it appear on certain portions of your website. So it'll be more dynamic. So let's get in here. I'm going to start here. I'm going to activate Header Footer Elementor. Now here is the trick with this. Elementor, so if I go, let's just go there first. I'm going to go to Appearance, and there's this new option, Header Footer Builder. Now, when I look at here, I can go ahead, click on Add New, and I'll just go ahead and name this header, and then I'll go ahead and click on Publish. This is actually very nice. I did a video on this plugin recently, and this option wasn't here by default, and it looks like it is there now. So essentially, you want to make sure this button option will be here, this edit with Elementor or edit with Beaver Builder. We'll see exactly how that looks when we do it with Beaver Builder in a moment. So what we do next is we would just choose what you're creating, a header or a footer. Say it's a header, you would choose that. Go ahead, click on update, and then right now all you have to do is click right here where it says edit with Elementor. It's going to pop this open inside of Elementor, and you can literally start building your header. So what you would probably want to do is you would want to click on add a new section, and you might want it to be like this, and you could resize this, drag your image here, and drag your navigation option right there. Now the navigation widget here for Elementor is only in the Pro version. So anyways, I'll scroll down here. So essentially you would just want to go ahead and create an image right there and pop that in, and then you would want to go back and let's find that nav menu right there. I've already created a menu. It's right here, it's main, and then you just want to style that out. So for this example, I'll just push it off to the side. Now both Beaver Builder and Elementor have some centering options. Let me go ahead and add a logo here. So I'm going to delete the default logo. I have the Astra logo here on my website. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and click on this plus. I'm going to drag my Astra logo in. I'll click on insert media, and there it is. There's the logo. Here is everything. So I can shrink it down like that. Now there's alignment issues, and this is just the way that page builders work. Both Beaver Builder and Elementor have an option to center everything vertically. So this right here needs to be centered vertically. If you see right now, it's kind of more to the top. The way you do that in Elementor is you click on the column options right here. It says content position, and you would switch it to middle, and then now it's perfectly in the middle like that. And go ahead and click on save. Now I'll get out of here just like this, and I'll go back to the dashboard, and let's take a look at the website. Let's see, I'm pretty sure I chose this and clicked on update. Let me click update just to be on the safe side. And then I'm going to go ahead and view the website right now. And you can see there it is. I've got Astra right here. And here is the menu that I could have styled if I wanted to in Elementor. And this will appear on every single website. If I wanted a background, I would have added that background in Elementor, but right now it's left to just the color that it is. And that's pretty much all there is to adding a header or footer customized. Now what's going to happen in the future is this is going to turn into a pro add-on for Astra, and you'll have page targeting options here. So you can have a separate header for your blog if you wanted, than your regular pages, or different options like that. It's really nice when you have a dynamic website, like maybe an e-commerce website. You can show a different header on the e-commerce side when someone's in your shop versus when someone's on the rest of your website. So I'm going to go ahead and deactivate this, and we'll just take a quick look at the Beaver Builder version. So I'm going to deactivate, and then for the Beaver Builder one, I will activate this and then go to appearance. And I actually don't see it listed here as an option. I'm wondering if there is some sort of a conflict because I'm trying to run both on the same website. So I'm actually not going to do this in Beaver Builder. However, it's the same exact thing. The only negative though with Beaver Builder is you will need ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder because Beaver Builder itself does not have a menu module. So you're not going to be able to build a menu with just Beaver Builder. You will need ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder, the paid version of this as well, in order to create a menu using Beaver Builder for the header and the footer. Now, one other thing is you can also build your, it's obvious, self-explanatory. You can obviously also build your footer this very same way using this very same method. Okay, so now let's take a look at the standard header options, and these are going to be just using the standard header that comes with your theme and is built with your theme. Now, everything's going to be done in the customizer, so let's go ahead and go to Appearance and then Customize and take a look at our options. Now, I will tell you, my preferred way right now for having a header is the one that the theme sets up and controls. I'm not into having, just yet, having the page builder do it. I am much more preferring having my website do it. Now, I know that Elementor is coming out with its own header and footer builder. Now, when that comes out, if you're an Elementor Pro user, you're definitely going to want to use that or look into using that, because that would give you your most powerful options. But me personally, I much more prefer to use the header that I'm going to be able to build with my theme. And the reason is because I find that it's more mobile responsive, or just looks better on a mobile device. So first, what I want to do is let's look at the options right here for the logo. Then we'll look into the options here for the menu, and then we'll get into some of the layouts. So for the logo, that's always pretty much on any WordPress site going to be under the site identity. So right now it's showing the site title. It's not showing the tagline, but if I wanted it to show the tagline, you can go ahead and click on that checkbox and it's going to show the tagline as well. This is not bad if you don't have a logo and you just want to have some text in there. Now, one of the changes coming up in a week or two, you'll be able to put like a logo icon and it will appear off to the left of the logo there. So if you don't have a graphic designer, you can just put some kind of icon relating to what you do, or maybe even a picture of yourself right here off to the left, and then you can have full control over the text. But that's not here now. So if you wanted to use an image for your logo, most likely you're going to want to disable the site title. So we'll click on that checkbox, and you're going to want to disable this tagline just like that. And it's going to make them both go away. Now, the only reason this hasn't gone away is because the theme is smart. It knows you haven't uploaded a logo yet. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Select Logo. And I already uploaded this Astra logo. I'm going to go ahead and click on Select. Whenever you get here, just click on Skip Cropping. And once to screw it up, just click on Skip Cropping. You don't need to crop anything. So it's going to refresh right there. And obviously it's like, oh my gosh, this is way too big. This is not what I want. And luckily, there is a setting underneath here. If you haven't uploaded your logo in the size that looks good to you, you have this dial here. You can go like this, or you can go like this. You can make it whatever size you want. So this is actually controlling the width. So you can go like that to make it just how you want it. So maybe I want that to be 180, and that's just how wide I want it. And that's all you have to do to get your logo on the site. Now, for the Retina logo, this is what I was talking about, where Astra makes it really simple to have a higher resolution logo that will automatically show when someone's on a high resolution display. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Select Image, and I do have it right here, and I'll show you that the resolution is a lot higher. It doesn't need to be an exact double. Typically it's double, so whatever the dimensions are of your normal logo, your Retina logo will be double. So right here is the normal one. When I click on this, you can see I've got my dimensions right here, right there. And when I click on the Retina one, you can see it kind of is pretty much double, and that's fine. It could be just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Choose Image, and we are pretty much set. That's all it takes to get the logo in there. So I'm going to go ahead and go back, and I'm going to go and set my menu. So there's lots of ways of doing this. You can do it in the back end of WordPress. I'll do it here in the customizer. I clicked on that, and I'm going to click on main. This is the menu that I created. Now I just need to assign it right here to the primary menu. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this checkbox, and we're going to see my menu pop right on in there, just like that. Let me do a quick save and publish. So this is now set up to have our logo and our menu. Now what's also nice is there's more options. There's more things we can do here. And those options are going to be found right here where it says layout. So click on layout and then click on header, and you see we have these different layouts available. Remember I said there's 3, but to the Pro version there are more layouts coming. So you can go with a kind of a popular layout like this that I see on a lot of blogs and businesses, where you have the logo and then you have the menu underneath it. And then I'm assuming this would be for your right to left websites. But for my purposes, I want the standard logo on the left, menu on the right, just like this. Okay, and we are back. Now we also have this option right here, and this is really cool. This is giving us an option to place some custom element off to the right of the menu. So right now I have it set to none, but if I click right here, it will show me the little search icon. You see, I've got the little search icon there right now. We also have the option of having it be some custom text or HTML that I put here, and it by default populates this button text like that. And we also have the widget. So I know a lot of the Astra site demos are leveraging the widget area to put a button or something like that in there, just like that. And later in this tutorial, we're actually going to use this widget to put a custom built menu from our page builder. So you have these options right here. Now let me go ahead, I'll leave that at widget, and then I'll show you the widget area for it. Actually, let's just do it right now. So I'm going to go back, one more, and I'm going to click on widgets right here, and you have this header widget location. So I can go ahead and click on add widget, and I can choose to add anything right here. But typically what you're going to want maybe is to add some HTML code or just some text. So if I go down here to the text widget right here, there it is. Now, you're probably not going to want to give it a title, because if you give it a title, it's going to appear above whatever the main content is. So right here, I can just say fill in a phone number. And there it is. I put a phone number in, and we can even put a call to action on the top. I just put call now, and I've got my phone number, and we can further style this. We can center it. We can make parts of it bold. We can do whatever we want. It's obviously looking a little basic right now. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but it's really nice. And this is a very unique feature with Astra, that it has this widget area here. It's actually quite brilliant. So let me go ahead. I'll actually leave that there right now. Why not? So I'm going to go back into my layout, and let's go back into my header settings. Next, you can see we have this border bottom size. So that's just a thin border here at the bottom, and you can see the way it's set up by default. It kind of makes it look a little lifted. It's 1 pixel in size, and it has this color here. So if I took that away just like that, you can see it doesn't have that kind of lifted effect anymore. But when you go like this, you can see there's a thin line going across that gives it that quite lifted look. Now you can obviously set this to whatever you want. Now, here is the width of the header. I think, well, it's up to you if you want full width or content width. The full width will show you, like on the very left will be your logo, and on the very right of the page, no matter how wide someone has their web browser open, on the far left will be the logo, on the far right will be the menu. This is probably not what you want, or you can definitely give it a shot and try it out. So if you stick to content width, it's always going to kind of be lined up with the content on the left and on the right. That's what I tend to choose, but some modern website designs, you do see it go full width like that. that. And that's also an option. Now, these next two settings are with the mobile, what the menu is going to look like, or the header is going to look like on a mobile device. And I like that there's some settings here. So in the customizer, you can actually change the view. So if I click right here, it's going to switch it immediately to how it's going to look on a mobile device. And it's fairly accurate. So we have this option right here, and we can choose a label for this button. So right now we have this button, and when you click on it, it shows everything. We could put a label on it. So if I wanted to put menu, you can see now it says menu. Now for most people, they're going to know what this hamburger icon is, and you probably don't need to put menu there. But there is, depending on the typical group of people that visit your website, it might be helpful for it to actually say menu. Okay, some people can get confused. And then right here we have the alignment option. So this is inline and this is stacked. So when I switch to stacked, you can see it's going to put the logo at the top, the menu at the bottom, like that. I personally prefer inline, just like this, everything on one line. So now I'm going to go back to the desktop view, and this is pretty much all the options for the just having a standard header that your theme controls. And all of these options are actually available in the free version of Astra. It's pretty flexible, if you ask me, to have all of these options available. Now, the styling controls are available in the Pro version, and this would be the colors of these fonts, the fonts themselves, all of that. Those are going to be options that are available in the colors and background. So I can choose that. And then right here, we can choose the different menu colors. And this is nice to have all these options. And you can also go here and change the background color, but you could do the background color in the free version of Elementor as well. And let's take a look at the typography. So you can go typography, then choose menu, and you have full control over the typography right there. But also, if I had the site tagline and the site title enabled right here, there would be options in here to change those fonts. Let's actually do that really quick. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to enable the site title, and I'll enable the tagline. They're going to show underneath it. But like I said, they're going to actually move it to be in line with the logo, which I think is a much better option. And then I can go into typography here. I believe it's the header option. There it is. You notice how the header option in typography wasn't there a second ago? And that's because if you don't have it enabled, why even show you the option? And that's one of the beautiful things about the Astra theme, is it's smart like that. And you can do the same thing for the colors. You can go colors and then header. And before, remember, you just had the background color, but now because it's enabled, you also have the site title options right here. So this could be perfect for someone that doesn't have a logo yet, but definitely wants to have some branding and options for the text that shows. So let me go ahead and disable these two like that, and I will go back. So this is pretty much your standard header, and this is what comes with the free version of Elementor. So let's go ahead and do a quick save and publish. And now let's go ahead and look at the options for having a sticky header. They're going to be found by clicking on Layout and then Sticky Header right here. And then here's an option to enable that sticky header. And remember, this is just an option found in Astra Pro. So right here, you would choose, if you wanted to have a different logo for the sticky header, you can do that right here. And you can also put a Retina version. Let's back up a bit and actually demonstrate it. So you can see when I scroll now, it sticks a little and it kind of has that lifted effect like that. Let's see that. Okay, so now let's look at these options. So you can have the logo change if you wanted to. It could be smaller, different size, a different logo. And the reason why you might want it to be a different logo as well is because maybe you want the background color to be a different background color when you scroll or something like that, or have some opacity or anything like that. So you have the width options. Now, in order to use these dials, you will actually have to put a logo or assign a logo in here. So let's go ahead and do that because I already have it. So right here is the normal logo, and then right here is my Retina logo. And when I scroll down, let's make the logo smaller than it would be. So now you see there are options to change the size. So say I wanted this to be a little smaller like that. So now there's a little bit more of a dramatic effect in the size when I start scrolling up or down. Okay, but you have to have the sticky logo assigned to be able to change those properties. Next is this background opacity. This is how see-through it is. So you could adjust this to whatever you want. So it's white, but then as soon as I do that, you see how it's kind of see-through. So you have those options right there. Let me go ahead and make that reset. And then there's the shrink effect. So I don't know if you noticed it, there's that momentary shrinking going on, but you can disable it right here. I like it, so I would keep it. You see, there's no animation or effect going on there. So there it is. I like to keep that there. Now we also have these other animation effects we can do. I prefer none personally, but you can have a fade. Actually, fade might not be so bad. So here it is. You see how it fades in. I scroll down a little bit and then it just kind of fades in. That's not bad right there. And then here's the slide option. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down and you see how it just kind of slides down. So you definitely have a ton of great animation options there as well. And actually, I like this right here, hide on scroll down. So what this is going to do is when you're scrolling down, it's hidden, but the minute you start to scroll up, then it shows. This has also been referred to as a smart scroll header. So you see it like that. And I think this is the option I would choose mostly because it keeps the header out of the way. If someone's scrolling down, they obviously don't need the info in the header. But then when they start to scroll up, that's usually when they want to scroll up to the top. And then that's when it's a good idea to make those options available. So that is a really cool option right there. And lastly, for the sticky header, we have these display options if you just want it on a desktop. And typically you just want it on a desktop. You don't want it to also show on a mobile device because a mobile device, you're already dealing with limited space. So you might not want it. Personally, I only prefer the desktop, but you can do it on a mobile if you wanted to, and you have these options right here, which I think are awesome. So this is actually a pretty deep feature set for the sticky header. I am so glad that they put all of these options here. These are every option that I could think of wanting with a sticky header. But I'm going to turn it off so I can continue on in this tutorial. So now let's talk about having a transparent header. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of the customizer right here. Now, this is going to be one of those things that they are going to simplify. Right now, the way you do it is with this option here under Appearance and then Astra, and there's this option here that says Advanced Headers. Some people have felt that this is a little complicated, so what I think they're going to do in the future is they're going to make an easy option to enable it in the customizer and just put all the options in there and make it real easy what you're used to. And then they might change this name from Advanced Headers to maybe Page Headers or something like that. I think those are some of the ideas bouncing around. So this is where you're going to want to check out the video description, and I'll put a link to a new dedicated updated video if that change has occurred. Okay, so it's now transparent header time. And I gotta be honest with you, transparent headers for websites, WordPress websites, can be a little complicated, and the way that most themes implement it is very problematic. Okay, so the reason is because there's different, I'll just have to show you actually. It's kind of hard to explain, but I will try to show you. So let me give you a couple examples. So right here is on the Astra's website. You could see on the blog, we don't have a transparent header. We just have this purple header. But then right here on the very same website, you have this transparent header where you could see this is a background gradient. It actually, I think it's an image on the background like that, and it all sort of blends in together. Now, let me show you the difference between these two pages. This page here was built with a page builder, so it's very appropriate to do this transparent header, because essentially everything is built in the page builder, and then when the site goes live, the background for the top part of this page builder just lifts up, and this beautiful header gets laid on top of it, and you have total control over the spacing and everything. But when you go here, you don't have this happening. Why? Because this page right here was not built with a page builder. This is just a native blog post, so you don't have the page builder aspect. So on this part of a website, on a blog post, you don't want to have a transparent header. So does that kind of make sense? Because you're not using a page builder. So if you did a transparent header, it would just be over this kind of a grayish background, and it would not look good. So with WordPress, when themes make it global, it can be a little problematic. And I know this might be a hard concept to understand. And there's also this weirdness with archive pages. So if I click right here where it says news, this is called an archive page. And this as well, these are obscure pages on your WordPress-based website that people don't even think about, where you're not doing this with a page builder as well. It's just something automatically generated by your theme. So you have all these different variables, and that's why transparent headers can be a little tricky and hard to understand at times. So here I am back on that website, and I'm going to give you some advice of what I recommend. So the way we're going to create this, we go to Appearance, we go to Astra, we have this option right here, says Advanced Headers, and I've already created two. Transparency header with no title, and then transparency header with title. Now you can create as many of these advanced headers as you want, and you can even specifically apply them with rules. So you don't see anything here or here because I haven't applied it anywhere with a rule. So one of the things I'm going to need to do is this right here is I haven't assigned a home page. So let me go and assign a page to the home page really quick. So the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to go to Settings. I'm going to go to Reading, and then I'm going to change this to show your latest post to instead choose a static page, and on the front page, I'll show this blog page, okay, that I've created. Let me save it and then go here and now do a refresh of the page. So now we're seeing the blog page right here. It's a specific page set to be the home page of this website. So this is important. Now let me go back to where I was, Astra, and then I'm going to go into Advanced Headers, and let's go ahead and take a look at each one of these. First, let's take a look at the transparent header with no title. And let's look at the settings. So you have these 3 tab options right here. So the first one is if it's going to include the page header with the site header. And what this means is underneath the actual header, it will show, like for here, it'll show the page title or post title, and then underneath that, the breadcrumbs. And here's the same thing, but it'll show the title on the left and the breadcrumbs on the right. So you can see with this advanced header, I have it set to the third option, which is no page header, okay? And then I'm going to click right here for site header, and this is what you need to fill out. So I enabled transparent header, so when it's not enabled, this is what it looks like. And then you check this box. You need to put in your logo again, and your logo might want it to be different. So if it's a darker background, you might want a lighter logo so that it just fits right. So you'll do that, and we'll choose the logo width. You saw me earlier in the video, I set it to 180. That's the width of the logo. We set that again, and then we have these other options right here. So if I want there to be a slight color, we can go ahead and enable that. Here's what that looks like. So actually they didn't enable a slight color, but they do have this slight little border right here. Actually, where was it? This is actually something else I wanted to show you. Let me go back right here. Here's some examples of what the page header looks like. The two options, and you can see there's a slight tint in this. That is that setting right here where it says background overlay color. So if you want one, you could do it. If you don't need to, and it can still be transparent or see-through. And then we have this border bottom size, and that's what we see implemented right here. This is like a 1 pixel border, and you can see it's a very light color. If you wanted to set that, so you can increase this to 1 or 2, probably 1, and then you can choose the color. Then we have some different options we can apply to the primary menu. So you can put a background color on the menu. I don't usually like websites that do that, but you'll definitely want to change the link and the link active for the menu. I set those both to white, and I chose my menu to be the main menu. So this is how I have it set up. Here are the display rules. Now, you can use these display rules and just when you click on this box, you can apply it to the entire website. You can apply it to specific pages and special pages and specific posts and whatever you want. You could do it that way. And right here, you can choose to show it to people that are logged in, logged out, or a certain role. So here is what I find the problem. If I was to go ahead and choose entire website, just like this, and then click on update, it's going to apply to this page because I chose entire website, but it's not going to look good because it's just going to essentially get rid of this and it's going to have this other color for the background. So when I do a refresh, and it also lifts it up, by the way, because like I said, I'm not using a page builder to build this blog page. This is what it looks like. You can see, this doesn't really look good at all. And so this is a problem. So let me remove it and not display it there on that page. Let me click on update. Now let me show you the other page transparent header that I set up. So let me go back to all advanced headers. So that was the one with no title, and here is one with the title. So the settings on this one are going to be identical in this column. Here, they're going to be exactly identical. But for here, I chose this page header option to go along with it. And I didn't activate breadcrumbs. It's fine. I chose a text color of white. For the background, I didn't play around with these options here, but you can adjust the size. I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. Here's a fixed background color. I chose an image, and what this is, well, you're going to see here in a moment. And I could put an overlay color over that. It's pretty dark. I don't need it. And I could even make it parallax. I didn't even realize that. Let me just do that just because. Okay, now let me go to display rules. Now let me go ahead and make this the entire website and click on update. Okay, now that that's updated, so you can see this is what it looked like, the other transparent header. And now when I do a refresh, we can see this is that. I should probably crop the image. We don't see the actual fist bumping of it, but that's okay. So you can see now I have this kind of a transparent header, but it's with this background image, and I've got that title going on right there. But see, if I have a different home page or a services page or a contact page that I'm using a page builder to build, I might not want this. I might want it to be no page title, and I might want to totally do something entirely different. But if I have this set to the entire website, there really is no way to override it. So let me remove this and show you what I think my best advice to you would be. So you could create an advanced header and apply it to specific items, or this is what I think I want to do. Let me go ahead and do a refresh and you'll see it goes back to normal. So what I would recommend is this. One of two options. One, you could target your pages better or posts better with the display rules. So instead of doing the entire website, you could do something like all posts, and you could add, okay, let's see here, we can add another rule, and we can maybe do all pages like this, and we can do it this way. And so this will target all pages and all posts, but not those kind of category pages, those ones that are like the archive pages that are set up by WordPress. You can have those be different, but you actually probably wouldn't want all pages, because on the pages you might want the other one, because you're going to know they're going to be done with the page builder. So you can do it this way, and this is not bad. Let me get rid of that and go here. Here's the other way, and I kind of like this too. It gives you a little bit more control. So let me go to a post. Here's your default Hello World post. And if I go to edit this post, there's some theme options here off to the right. You can see it says Astra settings. And one of them is advanced header, and I can choose which of those headers I created. So if I wanted to do we already know if I choose transparent header, no title, it's not going to look right. See, if I go there, I click update, and then I take a look at it, it's just not going to look right. It's going to get rid of the background and pull it up. See, that's not what we want. But I can go here and instead choose the other option with title, transparent header with title, click on update, and I can do this on a page by page or post by post basis, just like this. Let me try to give you an example of this with a page builder. So I'm going to go back here, and I do have a page set up that I was playing with called transparent header. Let's actually see what this looks like right here. So we don't actually have anything assigned to it. So if I go ahead and click on transparent header right here, it looks like I already clicked on the edit with Elementor. You can see I don't have anything set for it. So let me go ahead and show you what happens if I have advanced header set to, let's see, I'll go transparent with title, just like that. I'll click on update, and now I'm going to jump into Elementor, and it's going to be the same thing in Beaver Builder. So let me jump in there and show you what that top portion is going to look like. You see, I don't have control over this area anymore, to have the image behind it that I want and to have whatever text behind it that I want. So if I was to say apply a page template, let me just go here, click on add a template. It's going to show me all of the Elementor templates. Let me just go ahead and say grab this coffee shop one. I'll go ahead and insert this really quick, and this will help demonstrate the what I'm trying to explain better. So here we go. If I hide this, I'm stuck with this transparent header and then this beautifully designed website, but I got this ugly transparent header here. Don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save to save the page there. And then I'm going to get out of here. Let me go back to the dashboard. Okay. So when I do a refresh on the front end, this is what it looks like. Not what we're after. But if I go here and I change it from the transparent header with the title to a transparent header with no title, watch what happens. I'm going to click on update, and then I'm going to go to the front end, do a quick refresh, and this is how we wanted it to look. So now everything was kind of pulled up, and the header is just right there, transparent on what I created with the page builder. Just a quick word of caution here too. You need to have spacing here to accommodate for the header, because it just literally lifts everything up. So if I click on edit with Elementor, let me show you how this works. And this is one of the beautiful things about Astra theme, is it's made for any page builder. It lets you access this entire area, and happen. Only when you're viewing it on the front end or you go to preview it do you get to see what happens. Other themes that weren't made to work with every page builder, this header is just laid on top of it, and what happens is you can't get to the settings right here. And that's what happens with every other theme that wasn't quite made for a page builder. So you want to make sure there's some spacing in here to accommodate for that. So, but anyways, I think you get the point why you have to consider with the transparent header these various differences. And I know it can be a little complicated if you're new to building websites, but it's very imperative to understand this whole concept of what's happening when you make a transparent header and how you have to be cautious on how you apply it to your site. So anyways, this is transparent headers. I hope I did it some justice, and you can play around with some of the settings. I know I didn't do that well. So this was the transparent header with no title. So let me just, let me just show you some of the options of what you could do there. So here's our no title one right there. I'm going to go here. And so for that background color, we can maybe make it white and then make it very see-through, but just kind of barely there, maybe something like that. I actually have no idea how that's going to look, but let's see real quick. I'm going to go here, do a refresh, and see, there we go. We got a little bit of it in there, but it's still transparent. Okay, and then we could get rid of that here. Clear this out, and for the border bottom thing, we can give that 1 there, and we can choose another color, and we'll want that to be like really light as well. That's probably a little too pronounced. Let's go something like that, just to give some separation. So if I go here and do a refresh, that's going to go away, and we should see the very light color there. I'd even make it even more transparent for that separation. So this is transparent headers, and there's actually one thing that I didn't cover. If you go right here on my homepage, I'm using Astra. There's this menu and above header area right here, and there's also an option for a below header area, and you can put a menu in there, you could put text in there, you could put all kinds of different things in there. These are options that you would find inside the customizer. So if I went into the customizer right here and I went into layout, we're going to have that option available. Right here is layouts. Here's my above header. So if I wanted to turn it on, I could do this. Actually, this would probably make more sense here. And I have the 2 sections. I can choose what I want in each section, whether I want a menu, search option, some text, or a widget. We have that option there as well. All right, so we only have one thing left to do, and that is for me to show you how to put Elementor's menu and replace this menu with it. It's actually quick and easy. So let me go ahead and go into Elementor. I'm going to go to Elementor. I'm going to go into My Library. I'm going to go ahead and click Add New. And let's just call this Menu Navigation. I'm doing this off of memory. I did this when the Elementor menu widget came out. I'm going to click on Edit with Elementor. Essentially, I'm just going to drag and drop in the navigation option there. So, all right, I'm going to go to the nav option. Where are you? It is right here. I'm going to drag that in. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to choose main. I will, let's see, maybe I will right align it. And I'm not going to get into customizing it. I have a video on it. There's tons of videos on customizing this menu. So then you want to hover right here off to the right of the widget. There's a little save icon. Let's click on it. Let's save this and name it menu. I'll go ahead and click on save. I think that did it. If memory serves me best, let's see if that is available in the My Library here. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard, and let's see what options we have. Let me go back to the Elementor My Library like here. Now, when you have Elementor Pro, it provides this short code here. Oh, there it is, menu. That's exactly what I wanted. So let me go here and copy this shortcode, and then we're going to take that shortcode and we're going to put it in that widget area that we get on our theme. Okay, there we go. Come on, it's pulling up. I'm going to go to layout. I'm going to go to header. First thing, I need to disable the menu, just like that. And then for the custom menu item, in my testing, I put it in the widget, but you know what? I wonder if it will work here, if this will accept shortcodes. We're going to find out right now. I just pasted that in, and that doesn't look like it's rendering properly. So let's go ahead and remove that, and we can go ahead and put our widget back in there, just like that. Okay, that's fine. So we needed to disable that menu we had. So let's go down here to widgets. I need to go back one, go to widgets. It's the header widget, and it's for the text. I'm going to go ahead and go here. I'm going to replace it with that short code, just like that. And go here. Let's do a save and publish. And this should work on the front end. Let me go ahead and click on the home page right here. Actually, I remember what I did wrong. We have to remove this widget right here. I'm going to click on remove. I'm going to click on add widget right here. And then I have this option here for Elementor library. And this was it. I can choose that menu widget right here that I created. And now it should actually appear. There it is. Finally got that working. So there you have it. If you have Elementor Pro, well, obviously you need Elementor Pro to even have the menu option. All you need to do is put the Elementor library widget and then select the widget that we saved. Let me see if the other works just as fine. This would be the entire column. I don't know. It kind of stretches it a little. So this would actually give you just the widget, the global widget that I created real quick. And there's tons of beautiful menu styles that are available, and you get full responsive control. So it's very, very impressive. So we've covered a lot in this video. We talked about logos and menus and mobile responsiveness, and we've talked about standard headers, sticky headers, transparent headers, and all the pitfalls with that. Menus via the short code in the header widget, the Elementor one that we just did. And in the beginning, we talked about fully creating your own header with Elementor or Beaver Builder. I actually wanted to add one last little piece of information. What I would think would be cool if you did use the header footer plugins for Beaver Builder or Elementor, and you just created the top portion of the header, and then instead of having a menu, you do like a logo, some kind of three calls to action up here, maybe your business hours, your business phone number, and maybe a bit of a sale that you might be having. You kind of see this layout a lot with e-commerce stores where they pack a lot of info. And then what I would do is for the layout, I would go to this below header option. I would enable it right here, and then I would put a menu below the header like that. Obviously, you can choose the colors, whatever colors you wanted. We'd actually have to assign a menu to that area. This way you can design a beautiful header up here with calls to action in it, whatever business information, and then you could still have your menu here. Obviously, you'd have to customize the colors and everything using the options that Astra gives you. So we covered it all in this video. There is going to be links in the video description for updates and also to take you to specific parts of this video so you don't have to start it from the beginning every single time. And like I said in the last video, if you don't have Astra Pro, go ahead and click on my link. It'll take you over to a bonus page that I have for it here on my website. And if you see anyone asking any questions about any of these header styles, if you would go ahead and refer them to this video and make sure you let them know, they can open up the video description box for links to specific parts in the video. So I'm enjoying making these videos for you, and the link to the entire playlist will be in the video description box. Thank you for watching the video. Give it a thumbs up. Ask me any questions in the comment area. I'll be happy to get in touch with you. Thanks for watching.